Hey there, creatures of the night, and welcome back to Cafe Crashdown, the haunted hideaway where horror reigns supreme and every cup of coffee comes with a side of screams. I'm Kayla, your guide to all things ghoulish and grim, and today we are diving headfirst into the darkest, spookiest, most bone-chilling month of the year, October. The air is getting cooler, the nights are growing longer, and the veil between the worlds is thinning. Which means one thing. My fellow ghouls and gals, it's officially Halloween season! Woo! Best season ever. And you know what that means. It's time to grab a cozy blanket, light some pumpkin-scented candle, and settle in for some seriously sinister cinema. And where better to get your fix than the home of horror itself, Shudder. Yes, I'm always gonna say that. Love Shudder. I've hunted down 5 devilishly good films from the deepest and creepiest corners of Shudder's library to keep your October nights terrifyingly thrilling. Whether you're a fan of creepy classics, hair-raising hauntings, or blood-soaked slashers, this list is sure to satisfy all of your horror cravings. And listen, we're sticking with Shudder with this because it's Halloween season. You can literally go on any streaming service and find a boatload of television shows and movies that you can totally watch. You can watch all of these iconic, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like all of the classics. There's Mary's Baby, which I know there's that new show out. So listen, you've got an arsenal of stuff to watch. I totally get it. So that's why I want to give you Shudder and my recs, because I picked these films out because I didn't think that these would be in part of people's main circulation. So I'm gonna give you guys something just a little different to check out on your horror watching. All right, enough chit chat. It's time to dim the lights and let the terror begin. Here are my top 5 Shudder picks for October. So brace yourself. Directed by the legendary Clive Barker, Nightbreed is a dark fantasy horror about a young man drawn to the mythical city of Midian, a haven for monsters hiding from humanity. But as he seeks refuge, a sadistic serial killer is closing in, looking for a fall guy. I'm not gonna lie, I love this movie. It hits differently every time I watch it, no matter where I am in life. And as a teen, Nightbreed spoke to me with its mix of horror, fantasy, and badass monster designs. And we have to talk about David Cronenberg as the masked maniac doctor. He steals every scene with this chilling performance. This film is the right balance of eerie and epic, a slice of 1990 horror cinema that'll grab the heart of any horror fan craving something offbeat and full of monsters. Directed by Cameron and Colin Cairns, this one is a retro nightmare. Set in 1977, a live broadcast of late-night talk show goes horribly wrong, unleashing pure evil into viewers' homes. It's spooky, creative, and all set in a single location. My kind of vibe. David absolutely owns the screen and is giving this charismatic host, but the entire cast shines. The film feels so authentic to the 70s, capturing that era's fascination with the paranormal, celebrity, and the Exorcist-style terror. The first act might feel a little cheesy, but it's intentional and totally works within the film's style. By the end, you're fully immersed in this thrilling ride. The directors play with tension and deliver a creepy, slow burn experience that lingers on after the credits roll. So yes, guys, this is a slow burn, but I really enjoyed it. I think it's worth the wait, watching the whole film and seeing how it all wraps up. Rob Savage, Host, is the perfect example of a simple, terrifying concept done right. During lockdown, 6 friends decide to hold a seance over Zoom, only to summon something far more evil than they bargained for. What follows is a nightmarish fight for survival, and trust me, you won't be ready for the jump scares. I mean, if you've ever felt uneasy during a Zoom call, this one will hit way too close to home, okay? Clocking in at just under an hour, it's tight, fast-paced, and packs a punch. The scares feel visceral, the acting is incredibly natural, and the tension is relentless. Host is proof that great horror doesn't need to have a huge budget, just a clever concept and a strong execution. To me, it's a must-watch. It's fun for anyone looking for just a simple, good scare. Directed by Damian Runga, this Argentine horror flick is a visceral, blood-soaked nightmare. In a small rural town, a demon is about to be born, and the residents must escape before the evil fully manifests. But it might already be too late. The film brings the gore, and it does not hold back. From the very beginning, it's intense, gritty, and it leaves you on the edge. It's like the dread and the shock value of Midsommar mixed with an unrelenting pace of a slasher. The film gets a little over the top in the second half, but the tension and emotional weight keep grounded. When Evil Lurks is a heavy watch, so if you're sensitive to brutal violence, especially involving children, I would recommend checking your trigger warnings first. But if you're up for the wild, stress-inducing ride, this one you will remember very long afterward. Directed by Chris Nash, In a Violent Nature brings a fresh take on the slasher genre by pushing us in the killer's shoes. Set in a remote wilderness, an undead monster rises after a cursed locket is removed and chaos ensues. The lack of musical score adds a chilling, realistic vibe that pulls you into the killer's world. It's a slow burn, but once it ramps up, the kills are brutal. There's one in particular that horror fans will be talking about for years. The practical effects are top-notch, some of the best I have seen since Evil Dead Rise. If you're a fan of slashers with a unique twist, this one's absolutely worth checking out. And seriously, I hope there is a sequel. And before we wrap up, don't forget to check out Shudder's curated collections this month, like Halloween Nights, Jason Takes Shudder, Bloody Birthdays, and Found Frights. Plus, you definitely don't want to miss Joe Bob Briggs' Halloween special on the 25th. It's always a highlight for us horror fans. And that's a wrap on my top 5 Shudder picks for October. Whether you're in the mood for vintage monster, spine-tingling possession, or something bloody and brutal, these films will have you covered this spooky season. So, which pick are you most excited about? Or did I miss one on Shudder that you definitely want to recommend to all of us out here to add to our watch list? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always on the hunt for new horror gems. And if you enjoyed hanging out today, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell, because trust me, you don't want to miss what is coming next. Get your candy corn ready, keep those pumpkin spice lattes flowing, and keep those horror marathons going strong. Until next time, stay spooky, stay creepy, and as always, keep the horror alive. I'll see you ghouls and gals soon. Take care.